Alrighty, we got Flying with Giants Q&A video.
Hello, Flying with Giants fans.
You questioned, we answered.
So first up from Books for Life 35, we've got what is your favorite species of turtle? And I'm going to be honest, I didn't know that there were any different kinds of species. Well, I guess there's sea turtles and little turtles and stuff. Oh, I know mine. I would have to go painted turtle because we used to find turtles by my grandpa's house when we were little, and they were painted turtles. So I suppose that would be my favorite.
Ninja turtle.
My favorite species of turtle is Michelangelo, though he's close.
I don't really know the species of turtle. I'd say snapping turtle probably. Because we had that as a pet in kindergarten. It was our class pet. His name was Sammy. And it probably wasn't a snapping turtle because I think it's a dangerous thing to give kindergartners. But that is the only species of turtle I know, so by default it is a snapping turtle.
And then from Maddie, we have exotic instrument. I do not play any exotic instruments, but there's this thing called an automaton that looks like a little music note, and it makes really funny noises.
Favorite exotic instrument is probably the sitar. Sounds cool. A lot of strings. Makes a cool sound.
There's this thing out there called the Iru. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. It's foreign, and it has 2 strings and it makes super cool noises. From Maddie, I know she'll probably pick the electric kazoo.
The electric kazoo. Because I have one, and I am amazing at playing the electric kazoo. I got it with my first ever paycheck, so if that tells you how I spend my money, yay.
What is your favorite flavor of chicken wing? From Nadia. Asian Zing from Buffalo Wild Wings. It's really tangy and good. It's not too spicy, but it's still got a little kick to it.
I've never had flavored chicken wings, and I know it's something that I need to try. So I will get back to you on that.
Favorite flavor of wings? Just plain. Sue me, I don't care.
Teriyaki, next question.
And then also from Nadia, we have what is your favorite childhood TV show? I'm going to have to go with regular show for that because it's hilarious. It's still funny. You can probably find jokes from there in my normal vocabulary.
My favorite childhood TV show is either going to be The Wiggles or Blue's Clues. Oh, One Gang.
My favorite childhood TV show is hands down SpongeBob SquarePants. I quote it daily.
Sesame Street. I absolutely love Sesame Street because Big Bird is the absolute best because the color yellow is the absolute best.
And from Lily, we have what artists or bands have inspired you and what do they do to inspire you? For biggest inspiration for me, I'd have to say Green Day, simply because they were the band that I first really got into in middle school, and I started playing guitar because of them. I met their singer once, very briefly, but that, as a young kid, was the coolest thing ever. And ever since then, I guess they've been my biggest inspiration because they were what got me into it.
My biggest inspiration is probably Mars Volta. Their music is so weird that it's just mind-blowing. It's hard not to grab anything from it. Good shit.
A band that inspired me would probably be Green Day. I know that's kind of basic, but I kind of got into it when back in the day, me and my brother had little MP3s and our music got switched around, so instead of listening to 2000s pop music, I started getting into more punk rock and stuff, and I liked it and I wanted to hear more.
I'd say Rick Allen from Def Leppard probably inspired me a lot just because that was one of the first drummers my parents showed me, and they're like, look, he doesn't have an arm. And I was like, that's cool. And so I really, really liked Def Leppard. And then Kyle came and he was like, bro, System of a Down, this band, this band, this band. And then my eyes were open. So, but I'd say the OG inspiration was probably Def Leppard. Joke time, what has 11 arms and absolutely sucks? Def Leppard. Ah, ha 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 ha.
Middle school hot lunch from Mad 4765. My favorite middle school hot lunch. There were like these little, like, they weren't tacos, but they were wrapped, and they kind of looked like tacos, but like crappier versions of tacos, and they looked like disgusting, but I still ate them, and they actually taste really good. And my friends would also buy bags of hot Cheetos and see who could eat them the fastest without drinking milk, even though they were like the reduced fat ones, so they weren't very spicy.
That's where I went to middle school, had the absolute best grilled cheese. Like, I know it's probably just like a little processed slice of cheese and like 2 pieces of buttered bread that probably weren't even real bread, but it tasted so good. And then they had the tomato soup, which I didn't really like because I don't like tomatoes, but it was really fun to dump on your tray and then play with.
I never really ate middle school hot lunch, but I always heard that the French toast sticks were good, and pizza was always go-to.
Chicken nuggets all the way.
I'm stuck to guitar guy. Guitar bass brand. Well, mine, I've got my Epiphones. So I guess that's like a Gibson thing. So I'd have to go with Gibson because that's all I've really played. I'd like to get a Telecaster or Stratocaster soon, but those are expensive. So we'll see.
I would go with Ibanez. They're stationed in Japan, I believe. More specifically, Ibanez Sound Gear, because they're cheap and they're pretty good quality.
My favorite guitar brand's probably Fender. My main guitar that I like to use a lot is the Tele Deluxe. Good stuff.
Have the ESP, and y'all gonna make fun of me for this answer, but it's because their guitars look cool. Like picking your March Madness teams based on the uniform, I know, but like, ESP.
Guacamole. Yes.
Guacamole? Question mark. Yes, guacamole. I should eat more guacamole. I don't know if there's different kinds of guacamole, but overall, guacamole, solid. I should eat that and flavored chicken wings more.
I don't really know the different kinds of guacamole, so just your generic guacamole. You know, I mean, I'm fine with any guacamole, just as long as it's not too spicy, because, like, I can't handle that. But yeah, just guacamole in general. Pretty dang dope.
Mark, I do like guacamole. It's very good. My mom makes really good guacamole. Also from Luke, if you want to eat lunch with anyone, even if they're dead, who would it be? Kurt Cobain, because of the influence I think he's had on all of us, and everything that I've seen from him, interviews, sounds like he's a very interesting guy. Would have some pretty cool things to share and say.
If I would eat lunch with anybody, I'd probably eat it with Jimi Hendrix. He seemed like a cool dude.
Say Dave Grohl, because he's my absolute idol. Like, Dave Grohl.
I would eat lunch with Alice Cooper because, 1, I love Alice Cooper. 2, I think we'd have the most amazing spooked out lunch. And it would just be a fun time.
Last one from Luke. What is your biggest inspiration? Like I said earlier, Green Day, Blink-182 as well, Metallica. Those are my big 3 that got me into hard rock, punk, music in general, made me start playing guitar. So I'd say those 3 bands are probably my favorites, my biggest inspirations. They probably will be for a long time.
Like I said before, like Green Day, Alice Cooper. I also like System of a Down. Good stuff.
What's your biggest inspiration? Me, because I'm an absolute badass drummer.
Other inspirations I have is Ozzy Osbourne, Metallica, Thank You Scientist, and Tiny Moving Parts.
My favorite song of all time? That's a tough one. I think I'm gonna have to go with Master of Puppets, simply because that song is just amazing. And it was, when I remember when I first learned how to play it on guitar, I thought I was the coolest person in the entire world because it was really hard, and I figured it out after a long time of practicing.
There's a lot of favorite songs. What I last was listening to on Spotify was the Shrek soundtrack. That favorite songs in there. I'll say Macy's Day Parade by Green Day because That's always a solid choice. Also, Superman by Goldfinger slaps.
State of Love and Trust by Pearl Jam, which the rest of y'all in the band, we gotta play that. Just throwing that out there.
My favorite song is My Brain says One Arm Scissor by At the Drive-In, but my heart says You Make My Dreams by Hall & Oates. Like, come on.
And from Haley, favorite movie, easy, Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino. You got Samuel Jackson. You've got John Travolta. Oh my gosh, best movie ever.
It's A Wrinkle in Time, but not the new one. There's an old one made in 2003 by Disney, I'm pretty sure. Like, not many people liked it, but I think it's absolutely awesome.
Something funny, like Spaceballs, or classic, like The Princess Bride. Or the SpongeBob movie. The SpongeBob movie, yes, hands down, the SpongeBob movie.
My favorite movie is either Ex Machina or Annihilation, or Spy Kids 3D. That one's good too.
I love that movie. Okay. And then last question comes from Carson. What's your songwriting process like? Currently, we have usually Kyle comes to us with riffs and then we elaborate on them. Me personally, I've attempted writing songs, so I still have to develop my songwriting process.
Somebody usually comes up with a riff, and we just kind of build off that, or somebody has down like lyrics and build off of it. And I know Reed's got a good song going on called The Garbage Man. Reed's new song, Garbage Man. Stay tuned for it. Going through some stages right now. It's a process. Songwriting is a process. Goes through stages. Stay tuned for The Garbage Man.
One time I was just at work and I was really bored and I just thought about the first thing that came to my head, which was Garbage Man. So I wrote lyrics to a song about Garbage Man. Don't know if that'll ever go anywhere, but yeah, that's my personal one.
I usually just, pick up a guitar, like, the cool kid I am, and then I mess around with it, and then, I don't know, I'm just like, okay, this sounds cool, and then I write a song off of it, and then usually as I'm writing it on the guitar, I'll figure out a drum part in my head, or I'll just be on the drums and be like, and then like, oh, that sounds cool, let's write a song.
My songwriting process is I'll grab my guitar, I'll grab a notebook, and I'll grab my phone. I'll play around on my guitar until I find something like a melody or a riff that I think is cool. I'll either record it on my phone and save it for later, or I'll start using the notebook and just write a song structure from there.